First down and more. Javonte Williams gets a great lead block out there from Steele. And the ball comes out. Chicago says they have it.
Chicago is a city that lives and breathes football. Through decades of highs and lows, one truth has remained. The Bears are not just a team, they are an identity. Generations have passed down the tradition of navy blue and orange, of Sundays at Soldier Field, of legendary defenses and heartbreaking offenses. The history is long, the pride is deep, and the frustration has often been real. But today, for the first time in years, the city feels something different: hope. And that hope has a name: Caleb Williams. This week, Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback drafted to resurrect Chicago's football future, was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. It's an award that might seem small in the grand scope of a long season, but for Bears fans, it is monumental. It represents vindication. It represents belief. It represents the possibility that maybe, just maybe, this time, the Bears finally got it right. The game that earned Caleb this honor was a performance that felt almost cinematic. Facing the Dallas Cowboys, one of the NFL's most hyped defenses, Williams didn't just play well, he dominated. He threw darts downfield, moved in the pocket with poise, and showcased the arm talent that made him the #1 pick. His connection with receivers was sharp, his decision-making was crisp, and above all, his confidence radiated. Chicago hasn't seen quarterback play like this in decades. For a fan base scarred by the memories of Jay Cutler's inconsistency, Mitch Trubisky's struggles, and Justin Fields' dashed potential, Caleb's performance was like stepping into another world. When the final whistle blew, fans inside Soldier Field weren't just cheering a win, they were witnessing a new era. The chants of "Caleb, Caleb" echoed through the stands, a sound that symbolized both relief and excitement. For the first time in years, the quarterback position, the eternal curse of the Bears, looked like it might finally be solved. But what does this award really mean? For one, it's a recognition from the league that Caleb's performance wasn't just good for a rookie. It was elite by any standard. He wasn't just managing the game, he was controlling it. Offensive Player of the Week is not an award handed out lightly. To win it in only his third game as a pro signals that the NFL is taking notice. The historical weight of this is massive. The Chicago Bears are one of the oldest franchises in the league, with a trophy case filled with championships and Hall of Fame legends. But their quarterback history is a graveyard of disappointment. The last time a Bears quarterback struck fear into defenses, it was Sid Luckman in the 1940s. Since then, the story has been decades of waiting, of hoping, of watching other teams draft and develop stars while Chicago cycled through names that never lasted. For a city desperate for an answer, Caleb's rise feels like destiny. Fans are split between cautious optimism and full-blown euphoria. Some remind each other to be patient, that it's only one award in a long season. Others are ready to crown him the savior right now. Social media exploded with highlights of Caleb's throws, his swagger, his celebrations. Bears legends chimed in with praise. Analysts who once doubted his ability to adapt to the NFL now find themselves backpedaling. It's not just Chicago that's watching. It's the entire league. The story of Caleb Williams is not just about talent. It's about timing. The Bears organization has been searching for stability, for leadership, for someone who could lift the weight of decades of failure. Caleb is walking into a franchise that has seen its reputation battered, its fans disillusioned, and its rivals laughing. To win Offensive Player of the Week so early in his career is to send a message. Chicago is no longer a punchline. Chicago is here, but with success comes pressure. Awards build expectations. Now every game will be scrutinized. Every throw will be measured against this performance. For Caleb, the challenge is not just to flash greatness, but to sustain it. Chicago fans have been burned before, and while they want to believe, they know how cruel the game can be. This moment also shines a spotlight on the Bears organization as a whole. General Manager Ryan Poles, head coach Matt Eberflus, and the front office made a bold bet in drafting Caleb. They passed on other options, built the roster around him, and promised fans that this time would be different. His early success validates those decisions, but it also puts the pressure on leadership to keep building the right way. A quarterback can only do so much without protection. without weapons, without a defense that can hold its own. Caleb's award is a victory for him, but it's also a challenge to the franchise. Don't waste this. For the city of Chicago, this award is more than football. It's about pride. It's about finally seeing their team not just participate, but dominate. For too long, Bears fans have lived in the shadow of rivals like Green Bay, watching the Packers boast legends like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, while Chicago stumbled from one experiment to the next. Caleb's emergence is a chance to flip the script, to turn envy into pride, to make Soldier Field, or the future Arlington Heights Stadium, the home of a star who can carry a franchise. The ripple effects of this moment are already being felt. Ticket sales are surging. Merchandise with Caleb's name and number is flying off shelves. National broadcasts are shifting their focus. The Bears are no longer an afterthought in NFL storylines. They are the story. And it all comes down to one young quarterback who believed he could change the culture of an entire franchise. The question now is simple. Can he keep it going? Awards are nice, but legacies are built in consistency, in playoff runs, in championships. Chicago has tasted success before, most memorably with the 1985 Super Bowl team, but they've never built a dynasty. Caleb Williams represents the chance not just for one great season, but for a sustained era of relevance. And so, as Chicago celebrates this award, the city also braces for the road ahead. The schedule will get tougher. Defenses will adjust. Injuries and setbacks will test resilience. But right now, none of that matters. Right now, Chicago has hope. Right now, the Bears have a quarterback worth believing in. And right now, Caleb Williams has shown that the future everyone dreamed about may already be here. This is not just a headline. This is the beginning of a story that could define a generation of Chicago Bears football. Caleb Williams is no longer just a prospect, no longer just a rookie. He is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He is the face of the franchise. And for the first time in a very long time, Chicago can look at its quarterback and feel something rare: faith. The city has waited decades for this. The fans have suffered through heartbreak after heartbreak, disappointment after disappointment. But with one award, one performance, and one quarterback, the Chicago Bears are finally turning the page. And maybe, just maybe, the best is yet to come.